Today we're going to be going over our salsas. You can get these as a bundle. It's called our Triple Threat Salsa Set, or you can buy them individually if you can't handle the heat, but that's on you. We are going to be changing it up just a little bit from our normal recipe and other related content to be able to do some product history, product knowledge, but also product label design overview, and kind of give you a backstory of why we have certain products, why products are called a certain thing, and why they have certain cartoon characters on them. We have 3 different salsas. We have 3 different levels of heat, 3 different styles of flavor. Being from Texas, we love Mexican food down here. Everywhere up north of Texas, I'm sorry, it's not Mexican food. It's just bastardized American food that you try to make taste like Mexican food. Aside from that right there, we wanted to make sure that we did the salsas good. So the thought process behind that is we have a traditional red restaurant style salsa, which was going to be this salsa right here. We had a good traditional tomatillo style salsa, which ended up being our Invader. And then I wanted just a out the wall, nice and hot salsa, which ended up being our Ranger's Reaper. Knowing that we wanted to do at least 3 salsas is where we kind of wrote the map for that. And to start off, we have our Recon Red. Our Recon Red is going to be our restaurant style, just mild. The whole entire family can enjoy salsas. Initially, whenever we went out for these, we were having a really hard time naming just all the salsas, trying to create different product names. What the hell were we going to call it? This one was actually the first one that we did. We were thinking of, we could call them Commando, we could do this, we could do that, and we weren't a fan of any of them. They sound too gimmicky. So with the Recon Red salsa, what we ended up doing is reconnaissance. That's the first initial start before you start a battle inside of the military or attack someone. So that's why we went Recon Red with our most mild restaurant style red salsa. And for all of us military people out there, if you actually look at his plate carrier, we put Pogue on there, and that's just a stab at all you guys who aren't grunts. Anyone who's been in the military know exactly what I'm talking about on that one right there. As well, if you didn't know, anything that we have that's going to be hot, we have a little heat scale right here on the side next to the barcode. So this one's going to be 1.5 peppers. If you can't handle heat, it's obviously going to be spicy for you. If you can handle heat, it will not be that bad. This is a fun one. It's one of my favorite graphics. Not my favorite graphics that we've done is our Invader Salsa. Now with the Invader Salsa, I wanted a really good quality tomatillo salsa that you don't normally get at a restaurant, but as well just as good as you would get if you made it homemade. With this one specifically, we were thinking about calling it Commando. And again, I mean, we're not Sylvester Stallone, so we're not fighting a predator. We don't really get to get the name Commando or anything like that. So as we were actually driving to Albuquerque, New Mexico from Texas, we were passing through Roswell. We saw an alien, not a real one, on the billboards. If you've never been there, they're everywhere. It clicked in our head, why don't we call the green tomatillo salsa Invader Salsa? So that's how Invader was born. And as we stayed one night inside of Roswell, we literally just went on a joyride and drove around and looked at all the different aliens and UFO objects, things like that. So we came up with our little round flying saucer. Of course, we did our green alien donkey with some little, I guess you would call those tentacle ears with eyes on them. We wanted to do a special tribute to a new branch of the military that Trump brought along, the Space Force. So we actually put the Space Force crest on his chest. Along with that too, to keep it Roswell style, we did abducting a cow with the cow's rear end going first, because apparently little gray or green people like it rear end first. That's just what I've heard. Lastly, this one's my personal favorite, not only out of all the Grill Your Ass Off designs, but out of our 3 salsas. It's going to be our Ranger's Reaper. Now this is going to be a roasted Carolina Reaper salsa. Nice and hot, but it has amazing flavor. So even if you don't like the heat, you'll enjoy the flavor for a few seconds before that heat kicks in. Now, like I said, this has roasted Carolina Reaper inside of it, so you get amazing flavor from the roasted peppers inside of there, but also the roasted tomatoes. Super flavorful, but also super hot, which is why I personally love it so much. This one was another hard one to name, so we ended up going with Ranger's Reaper. A lot of people fear the Army Rangers whenever they are coming after you, and they're like Reapers. One of the things that was super cool on this logo is we kind of got done with the design on the quad nod tubes on there. We decked him out with little Magpul decked out AR. And then he had a plate carrier. Plate carrier didn't say anything, and I wanted to kind of utilize this opportunity. In one of my platoons that I was in, our nickname and motto was the Death Dealer. So if you actually look closely on this label, you'll see the Death Dealers on his plate carrier. And it's always fun to be able to throw little Easter eggs and tributes back to, you know, military service and the people that we served with inside of these. So that wraps up these salsas right here. You can get them individually, or you can step it up and you can get the Triple Threat Salsa Set, save you some money. Go check it out on the website. You will not be disappointed to utilize these. Amazing for breakfast tacos. Just grab chips, snack on them all day long. Anything. And one of my favorite things, recipe coming soon, I will actually take, say, a chuck roast, typically season it with just salt, pepper, garlic, like our platoon sergeant, sear it on all sides, throw it in a crock pot, and then just walk away after you dump a whole entire jar of salsa on it. Let it go for 8 to 10 hours. It shreds apart super easy. It's an amazing flavor. I just throw it in a tortilla, add some pico de gallo cheese on top, call it a day. If you do it the tomatillo, I would recommend cubing up an onion inside of the crock pot. It is phenomenal. I tell you, like in my household, the Invader Salsa and a chuck roast in a crock pot is money. So go give that a shot. Like I said, we'll have a recipe coming soon on these two right here in a crock pot series instead of on the grill. And let us know what you think of the salsas.